Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Today Mañana. I'm Alex. This is Xavier. We're very excited to have you joining us this morning. It's certainly a bright and beautiful morning here in Charlottesville, Virginia, a definite spring morning, which means it's still a good time to have a café con leche, settle down into your little cubicle or wherever you are watching our show, and enjoy a show of Today Mañana. Thank you, Rosalia de Rosalia Trodaro, for watching this morning's show. We've already got some people tuning in.
Well, she got up early today.
I know. It's a great, well, like I said, it's a great morning.
It's a great morning,
that's right. You have to get up early and watch some Today Mañana. So we're going to have 4 fantastic guests lined up for you today. We're going to be joined shortly by Luke Trainum, the winemaker and brewing program director, and Maddie Rush, the events coordinator at Hazy Mountain Vineyard and Brewery, as well as by Rob Campbell, the GM of Castle Hill Cider, and Millie Winstead, director of development for the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, to talk about 231 Festival. So a lot going on in our local community, which is fantastic. That's what we love to see here
Absolutely.
on Today Mañana.
This is going to be an exciting show. But before we even start, did you want to say something about the sponsors?
I was about to say.
Go ahead.
We always love being on the I Love CVille Network. We always love being presented by Emergent Financial Services and powered by Aqua CVille Hand Car Wash, by Vitae Spirits. Don't forget about also First Street Fair on April 30th.
Tomorrow.
This Saturday, 2 days from now, First Street Fair is back in the spring. Vitae Spirits, Darling Boutique, that little street connected where the Water Street, where the main Saturday market is.
Yes.
You can go straight from the Saturday market down First Street. You'd have all your local vendors, your local food, your local drinks from Vitae Spirits Distillery right there. We love to be partnering with the Jim CVille by our friends Miguel and Chit from Sirius Craddock Insurance, by Castle Hill Cider, and with GBS Financial Services, our friend Johan Torres, and of course we are always...
Who actually I saw yesterday. I saw you, and I said, "Oh, you came out of that cubicle wherever you worked from after taxes."
Wherever the accountants
and he said, "Yes, I can breathe now again."
Absolutely, and of course we are always with Forward Adelante, the Latino networking group here in Charlottesville, Virginia. And what you have for
I mean, Nikki sent this to me, right? So, and everyone's, I don't know if anybody's familiar with pickles, right? It's a cartoon, right? And this one was really good because these are always 2 old folks, and it's starting more and more to remind of me, and not my wife because she's so much younger than I am, of course. But so this one says, he says to his wife, I bought a pair. I can't even read. Look, I bought a repair kit to fix your glasses, and she says, "Oh, good. It comes with tiny little screws and a tiny little screwdriver." And she's looking down. He says, "Great." She says, "Great. I guess that's everything we need." He says, "Not exactly." She goes, "What do you mean?" "Now we need somebody with good enough eyes to see the tiny little screws." And it's true because every once in a while, my glasses and I look and it's like these screws. First of all, I mean, you can't even pick them up. You pick them up, they're so small, right? And it's like, and then I take off my glasses, I can't quite see. It's a nightmare. So when he sent that to me, he knows exactly what I go through once in a while. But I love pickles. It's just it hits home.
It hits home, especially when you couldn't read it yourself.
I can read myself. Well, I printed it a little small. Let's be honest.
You can go a little small, considering. We got some more guests watching the show today. We got Danny O'Day watching the show this morning. We got Elizabeth Miller watching the show this morning. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to like and share. Send us any comments, any questions that you have, and we'll ask them to our guests. But I say we just go ahead and jump right in.
Oh, absolutely. I've been waiting at least, 15 minutes already.
Waiting. I mean, you've been waiting with this ever since you walked in. You said, let's go. Let's do this. So we're really excited to welcome to the show Luke Trainum. He is the winemaker and brewing program director, I should say, at Hazy Mountain Vineyard and Brewery, as well as Maddie Rush, who is the events coordinator at Hazy Mountain. Maddie, Luke, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Welcome.
Thank you all for having us. Excited to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. So, I mean, for those who don't know you guys, tell us a little bit about each of you, yourselves, and how you came to be at Hazy Mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to go?
Yeah, I can start. So I started doing events while I was in college and kind of fell in love with it. I didn't know if it could be a career or not, and I was super excited to move down to Charlottesville from the Fredericksburg area. Okay. And I found the job at Hazy Mountain, and it was literally my dream job. So it was really exciting, and I'm really excited to get this program going and start working with more wedding clients and more event clients, and really grow that side of Hazy Mountain.
And this is a perfect, I understand Charles was one of the top places, right, for weddings, so this is, and it's a beautiful spot, so this is great.
Yeah.
You'll have a lot of fun, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Luke?
I joined Hazy Mountain back in 2017. So even though we're a new operation in everyone's eyes, we actually started in 2016, and I joined in January of 2017. So I've been there. This is going on 6 years now.
You've been working behind the scenes
Oh
for a while.
yeah. There's been a lot of vines going in the ground. So I think since I've been there, we've planted 103,000 vines. So it's been a real labor of love going on over the years. But so I joined in 17. Working on managing the vineyards, but always with the goal of running the winery operations. And then in 18, we finally got our first harvest and started producing. We did that with King Family Vineyards because our space hadn't been built yet.
Right.
So I worked at King Family Vineyards with Matt too and the amazing team there. And then in 19, our winery actually got built. So that the full construction was done, and we've been producing there on site since 2019.
That's awesome.
We've been open since last June, but we've been rolling for quite a while.
There's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes
Yeah.
before you open.
Yeah.
That's always the case, right? I mean, it's like, you think about just wine, when you plant vineyards, right? It takes a long time before they really begin to generate the kind of fruit that, grape that you need.
Yeah, I mean, it's year 3, we start to get something. Sometimes we can be optimistic, and it's 1.5 tons an acre, which would be great. Sometimes it's, a couple totes per acre. And then year 4, we get a little closer. And then by year 5 with the vines, hopefully we're getting 3.5 tons an acre. And so we actually have 86 acres total to our estate now.
Wow.
And this year we should be pulling fruit off of about 55 acres of that. So there's still more to come in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I got some more. You got some fans already. Stephanie Devada says, "Hi, Maggie." Thanks for watching, Stephanie. Elizabeth Lamarche watching the show today. Levi Otis watching the show this morning. Thanks, everyone, for joining us this morning. So, tell us a little bit. I'm curious because I know it's Hazy Mountain Vineyards. So I'm guessing there's more than one. So as we talked about a little bit, tell us a little bit about the wines that you're producing there and the vineyards you have. How many are there?
Yeah, so we have 2 estate vineyards. So our first is in Swope, so that's western Shenandoah Valley. If you go west of Stanton, so our vineyard actually sits on the last property before you go into the George Washington National Forest.
Oh.
So if you pull it up on Google Earth, it's kind of nuts because it's just our vineyard and then it goes to just woods for miles and miles and miles until you hit West Virginia pretty much.
Okay.
And so we've got a 50-acre vineyard there. And so the only other vineyard in that area, it kind of feels like a new frontier because of it, is Oxeye Vineyards with John Kears and his family. So they're about 2.5 miles south of us as the crow flies, 15 minutes on country roads. But so, yeah, he's got a 26-acre vineyard there. So kind of in that pocket, it's really just us. And so we really followed a lot of his guidance since he's been doing it since, I think, early 2000s. And then in 2018, we started clearing the land at Hazy Mountain to start planting the vineyard there. And we started planting in 2019 at the property where the tasting room is. And so we've got 36 acres under vine at that property. Wow. Yeah, so we've been rolling full steam ahead.
Are the 2 areas different as far as what kind of grapes you grow?
Yeah, so it's between the 2 sites, we have 18 different varieties, which seems like a massive amount, but the only overlap is we have Cab Franc and Chardonnay and Blaufränkisch planted on both sites.
Okay.
So in Swope, we have, it's 11 varieties, and I can rattle off as many as quickly as I can. But it's from largest plains to smallest. It's Riesling, Cabernet Franc, Pinot Noir, Gruner Veltliner, Chardonnay, then getting into about 2.5 acres of Chenin Blanc, and then we've got smaller plantings of Pinot Blanc, Petit Manseng, Skipetino, and Saperavi, which those are smaller, kind of real low volume kind of things we'll do, kick out to the wine club sort of thing of special release wines.
Now, was that kind of done on purpose to plant so many different varieties? Was it to see which one worked best, or because you felt that?
We don't have the luxury of what Italy and France get of 1,000+ years of winemaking and growing grapes, and 300 years of this Pinot's doing great. So there's some things we planted that just were crazy ideas. Like I encouraged us to plant Ferment, a Hungarian grape, and already ripped that out. So it's a bit of the labor of being on the frontier of it and trying to figure out what's going to work. Because there's certain things like Merlot, which we have planted at Hazy Mountain there in Afton, cannot grow in the Shenandoah Valley. So it's so much colder there that the vines will actually just split in half in the winter.
Wow.
So, yeah, since I've been there, the lowest temperatures we've seen in the vineyard are -8. So it gets seriously cold out there.
Absolutely.
And so it's sitting at the highest point, 1,700 foot elevation, and it drops. It's a pretty gradual slope, so it's kind of one ridge running east to west with a nice slow grade going north to south. And so it's 1,600 to 1,700 feet out there, but really nice limestone silt soil.
Okay.
Whereas you come over here, we're sitting between, the vines are planted between 800 and 1,140 feet of elevation, granite, tons of rock. I mean, crazy rock.
I think we know what
Our
that
backyard is not too dissimilar.
Yeah. So it's just a completely different, environment to grow grapes in. So we've got a ton of Cab Franc planted at Hazy Mountain. We've got a ton of Petit Verdot, a little bit of Malbec, Merlot. We've got a large amount of Nebbiolo we planted.
Oh, wow.
Should be exciting. I've never even worked with that grape, so I'll be just figuring out both feet first.
I love the variety, because sometimes you get used to in America certain ones that are certain grape varieties that are grown here, and that's it.
Right.
But I like the combination of some ones that I would typically more associate with Europe, and the experimentation to see, okay, what can we do with this here in Virginia?
Yeah, so we'll see we'll hopefully get, 20 tons of it and see what we can do.
There you go. There you go. What have you brought for us today? I'm curious.
Yeah, so where would you like to start? Do you want to go into a white, or do you want to go straight reds? I know you're a red drinker, right?
That's my favorite, absolutely. I mean, I'll drink white too, don't get me wrong. I'll drink about anything that says wine on it. But
We can do a little taste of white and then go to a red.
Yeah, so we've got our 2019 Chardonnay. So this is from our Swope Vineyard in Shenandoah Valley. So I'll give you all
that's my favorite white, so that's good.
Perfect.
You guys are doing great here.
Look at that. So this is the kind of exciting stuff that only happens on Today Mañana.
That's right. Thank you so much. And look at these cups; they're amazing, right? This is Hazy, and it's got the logo.
Yeah.
Amazing cups.
We just got these in. We're really excited about them. They're a hot commodity
fantastic.
at the vineyard right now.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting glass to come across the water right now is about the most fun thing you can.
So one of the challenges of running a business, even in the winery business, you have to deal with this supply chain, the entrepreneurship side.
Yeah, yeah, it's the supply chain's a constant nightmare, and actually drove us to the point that we now have started Hillcrest Mobile Bottling, because we've got our own bottling line operation we're doing, because we ran into so many delays last year with bottling that we couldn't get our glass and labels in time to meet the bottling dates with the bottler we work with, who's an amazing bottling company, and we're like, oh man, if we can't bottle our wine, we're screwed.
Yeah, really, absolutely.
And we figure there's probably a lot of people in the same boat, because there's only a few really great bottlers in the area, and Virginia's got, at this point, people producing their own wine somewhere in the 200s of, there's a lot of vineyards. The vineyards reach in the 300s, but actually producing wine in the 200s. So
It's a lot of demand.
yeah, so we're hoping that everyone will feel a little bit more cushion with the fact that okay, I can't meet my bottling date because my glass didn't show up for a month. No, all right, there's some way I can fill that.
Exactly. Oh,
So this Chardonnay, we're tasting it, a little warmer today, so it's about 55 degrees, so it's going to show a lot more aromatics. So this is all fruit from our Swope Vineyard, like I said, and so this is fermented and aged in French oak barrels. So spends its entire time in French oak. Only about 20% new oak on this, just enough to keep our oak program moving. Malolactic fermentation's blocked. So usually with a barrel fermented Chardonnay, you get really buttery, kind of cloying.
Right.
We keep the malic acid in there, which malic is kind of that green apple taste to help keep it fresh. So it's not just so weighted and heavy.
it does have a
This is
fresh,
very good,
bright
though.
quality.
This is excellent.
Thank you. So when it's a little colder, it pops a little more of that freshness.
Exactly, yeah. I have to admit, I do like my Chardonnay when it has a little bit of that oakiness. I enjoy it so much more, but wow.
Yeah, so the pursuit with this one is combining the oakiness and the time spent on lees. So lees are it's the sediment from fermentation, so it's all of your yeast. All those cells die and settle out. They're full of proteins and amino acids, and we actually go through during fermentation once a week and stir the barrels.
Wow.
And there's only for all of our whites, 300 barrels to stir a week. So we go through and stir them and keep that in suspension. So it's almost like a hazy IPA beer. That protein that you get in there is what gives it so much of more lush mouthfeel,
Yeah.
and so we keep it in
That's
suspension.
exactly right.
And then after fermentation, we do it bi-weekly for about 10 months. And so the goal with this is to build as much complexity and layers as possible without just hitting you over the head with oakiness.
Absolutely. No, it definitely has that quality.
Awesome.
It's
This
fantastic.
is wonderful. This is wonderful.
It is.
You know, it's funny too. It's so the degrees. It's about 55 degrees. You said, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, usually, you know, we have a tendency to drink white a little colder, right? But you can taste it much more,
taste it more when
it's not as cold. I mean, I'm enjoying this a lot more than you know most of the time because of the fact that it's not as cold. Something
Yeah.
to think about next time.
Yeah, I mean, it's something like if you were to take this and chill it down to, say, 40 degrees, where a lot of people drink their wine at, it'll be a lot more crisp. But when you drink at this temperature, you're getting kind of like an oily quality
Right.
in the palate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good point.
So I admit with wine, I'm like a texture freak. Like everyone's got a certain thing that's their thing. Mine is always texture, so that's just my palate personally. So that's why it's like, okay, how can we make this the most of an experience in your mouth possible?
Absolutely, absolutely. So while we shift to a red here, Maggie, why don't you tell us a little bit, because I know it's such a beautiful space
It is.
out at Hazy Mountain, and I know one of the things that people can do there, in addition to obviously going to taste some wine, is tie the knot there.
Yes,
Because
they
you guys
can.
have wedding events and so forth. So what are some of what people, you know, packages out there for people who are interested in looking at the space and maybe tying the knot up at Hazy Mountain?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're really excited for that. Our first wedding is actually May 21st, so we're getting very excited
Very
and
close.
preparing. Yep. And so with that, you know, I've spent the last couple months building up our wedding program and our packages there. I think my favorite part of our wedding package is that we include full service wedding planning, which means that I'm really walking people through every step of wedding planning, from booking vendors to signing contracts to sending payments out to vendors, and then of course closer to the wedding doing all the fun things like help, you know, plan which guest book they want or whatever that is, all the way up till the day of. I'm helping all day make sure that things are staying according to timeline, and you know, the execution of the event is perfect. So that's probably my favorite part of the package, but then other than that, we do include tables, chairs, linens, and then a use of the space. So our event space has our main reception hall, which seats up to 200 guests.
Oh, wow.
And then next to it, attached to the same building, we have a covered patio area, which is my favorite space for like a cocktail hour or a backup location for a rainy day, if you wanted to get married outside. And then we also have a courtyard, which is where traditionally people will get married outside and have that back view of the Hazy Mountains.
That's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, as the background for their wedding day. And then in that same building, we do have 2 getting ready rooms for our clients. We've got the Something Borrowed and the Something Blue room. The Something Blue room, traditionally, the girls will get ready in. You know, we've got some spots to do your makeup, and then the Something Borrowed room is typically for the groom and the groomsmen. But it's really nice having all those spaces right there on property.
That's really
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's such a beautiful area to just have that backdrop.
Yeah.
The
Such a
pictures
special
must be
event.
stunning,
The
right? when you
pictures
take-
must be,
yeah.
the photographers must have a field day. Like, this is
Absolutely, yeah.
wonderful.
Yep, we love the photographers coming in, showing off the space for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what are some other events? Can people, let's say people are interested in a business event or some other type of event, can that be done at Hazy Mountain as well?
Absolutely. So we have a handful of different spaces. A few of those are in our tasting room, actually, and we rent those spaces out as well. Those events over there can range in size of 35 people to 150 people.
Okay.
And so we do have spaces over there as well as the main event space. I think we've done a handful of private retirement parties and different corporate events already. And so with graduation season right around the corner, you know, we've been really, really busy booking those private events as well, which is really exciting.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So a lot of options, really, if you're looking for either something business, something personal, something large, something small, you can find a space there with that batch-up that suits your needs.
Exactly, and that's kind of why I'm there, is just to make sure that I can customize each experience and provide the proper space and the proper staffing for each event, just to ensure that everything goes exactly how the client wants it to go.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Fabulous.
Aaron Rush says, this is great. So thanks for watching the show.
By the way, Alex, I don't know if you heard retirement parties. Okay, just in
Retire,
case. Yeah.
when the
When the
so
day
in
comes.
about 20 years, when, you know,
A little sooner, 20 years. Let's do 2. 1 in 10 and 1 in 20. How's that?
There you go. We'll do a retirement party even if you don't officially retire.
There you are.
We'll do
I
the
love
same
that.
party. He's retirement age.
You could just have a party for no reason.
Sounds good.
There you go. Fantastic. Luke, tell us a little bit about this next
Yeah,
wine
absolutely.
we got here.
So we've got our 2019 Pinot Noir from our same vineyard. So we, well, I'll pour them for you.
You were really good at this, I
want
have
him
to
to
say.
miss
This is just,
Gotta work
the flexibility there is really impressive.
Time in restaurant service does pay off. All right, so this is our Pinot Noir.
Pinot
so,
Noir, okay.
Pinot Noir is famously difficult to grow and famously hard to grow in Virginia. And we found just a perfect slice of vineyard to put it in. So, like I was saying before, a lot of the soil and slope, when you're out there, I mean, we're really right at the edge of the mountain range. And you don't really have to be a geologist to figure out where our soil came from. You can look up and say, oh, it just eroded down to
From
here.
Right, good point.
And so this is all limestone mountains that have been eroding over time, and they've deposited silt all over the vineyard.
Okay.
And it's silt on top of kind of rocky shale. And so that limestone quality is really great for Pinot Noir, kind of classic Pinot Noir in style. So this was our first vintage with Pinot, actually. So this is the first one we've produced. And it's the start in a long labor of love of figuring this grape out, fighting it in the vineyard and trying
So
to get it.
is Pinot Noir difficult to grow because its soil has to be so, because it has to be limey, because it's hard to find areas that are like that, or?
No, it's more the temperament of the grape itself. So it's got very thin skins, and especially in our vineyard, it throws very tight clusters.
Okay.
So by that I mean, you've got a cluster of grapes. The ones at the grocery store are nice and loose and hanging. These, they look like little hand grenades in the vineyard. They're so tight, and there's no space between the berries itself. Like, they're really clustered in there. So if you get a disease or fungus early on,
Mold, yeah.
before that bunch sets, you're done for.
done.
So
Wow.
you really got to be on top of your vineyard health and really monitoring it constantly. It also makes it more delicate to deal with because, I mean, like the hailstorm we had the other day, thankfully we wouldn't get hit with that. If that were to come in August, the grapes would just be obliterated. It would just,
They're
because
so
very
fragile.
thin. You have some grapes like Cab Franc has a much tougher skin. Petit Manseng has a really thick, tough skin. I mean, probably the thickest in this area is Viognier. That's why I can't stand working with it as a winemaker. You have to press the heck out of it just to get the juice
Get a
because it's got
little juice.
such a thick skin. So yeah, the light skins on this are really what make it temperamental.
So will these also produce more wine, though, because more juice, because they're light skinned and therefore there's more fruit inside, or?
The juice
No?
ratio, no, because they also throw a smaller size cluster.
Okay.
So it all ends up usually working out in the wash, basically. It would be nice if they threw a much juicier, larger volume, because usually we get about 600 liters of juice per ton of grapes. So, and then, in California numbers where I started out, everything was gallons, and I've worked with all French winemakers in this area, so everything's liters.
Liters, okay.
So in California, everyone was, the estimation was for every ton of grapes, it's 165 gallons.
Okay.
For reds, for whites, closer to 175 gallons.
Okay.
This is excellent.
Yeah, this is very
Thank
good.
you.
This is
Yeah,
one of my favorites.
yeah.
So this is,
It's
yeah.
just like
That's the thing
perfect.
the interesting thing about Pinot Noirs is, like, sometimes when they're good, they're terrific, right? The problem is that when they're not good, they're just not good, right?
Yeah.
It's
All those things that make it difficult to grow can also make it really thin and lean and not have a lot of character, because you're not getting as much skin contact, or you have same skin contact, but not as much to macerate out of it. Whereas like a Cab Franc with more skins, there's more color and more tannin to pull out. With Pinot, there's only so much in those skins. So you can't really bully it into being a big wine. And so we're excited because we have 7.5 acres of it, which for Virginia is a pretty large planting. And so we're excited to see this kind of evolve and come along, and check back in with me in a decade.
There you go.
This whole thing is just the ultimate long game, really.
absolutely. Well, they're
It
very
is.
courageous to try a bunch of different grapes, and you know this is a difficult one, but you did your research and you say this should grow, and certainly what we see here is absolutely delicious.
It
So
is.
you've done a great job.
It is. An
Thank you.
entrepreneur in us just loves the experimentation, the
Absolutely.
risk-taking,
Yeah.
the ability to go out and pivot and say, okay, we can't find bottlers, so we will bottle
Yeah.
it ourselves.
Yep.
And small entrepreneurs have to deal with that all the time, to figure out, hey, if I can't get what I need, do I need to actually fill this need myself?
Yeah. And then you have the time where you're like, oh, was this worth it?
Yep.
Teaching myself how to run the bottling line last year was a lot of fun. So we've got a bottler in this year to run our line for us.
do it.
So I'm not just busting knuckles and cursing at the line all year.
There you go.
Luke is the man of many talents. He just picks up a new hobby like a pancake pretty much. I think a week ago he cooked for a lot of the management team, and it was one of the best meals I've ever had. So,
Wow.
winemaker, beer program director,
Pretty
bottling
much
truck.
anything to keep me off the farm from growing up. I grew up farming and said I'll never work on a farm again. Like left the farm at least 2 times, and then said the main reason I never want to farm again is because your life's so dependent on the weather. And then picked the most dependent on the weather job ever.
I was going to say, yeah.
Like, oh, you're gonna have to live in this place forever now because you got to be near your grapes, and the weather is you got to watch it every morning.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I only grow some vegetables in the backyard, and it's like this is the time of year where it's the worst, right? Because I'm always looking at and see what the weather's going to be during the night. It's like, is it going to freeze? Because you got all the little seedlings growing, and the last thing I need is a frost, and it's like you got to start from scratch, and then you don't get anything till July or August as opposed to June, and so. I can imagine yours is a business. Mine's just a little hobby and trying to feed 5 people, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
6 and 7 now.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Well, you guys, we're doing some international folks watching the show today. Talavera Vincenzo from Italy is watching you guys. Linda Trainum's watching the show today. Let's see who else.
Well, Italians love wine. So
Italians love wine. So
I got to watch this show today.
That probably did the trick. He said, I am watching these guys. Andy Burdetsky watching the show today. He's a big fan. He loves your guys' space. So he's like, you guys really need to have some more live music, some bands, some festivals out there.
Yeah, we are having our 1-year party because we opened last Father's Day. So on June 18th, we will be having a party at Hazy Mountain. It's going to be a family-friendly event. So we'll have our wine, beer, food, and then we're also going to have a lot of kid-friendly activities just to make sure that the families can come and have a really great time and celebrate 1 year with us.
That's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
That is
fantastic.
awesome.
Congratulations.
We're really
That's
excited.
super.
Congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
we're praying for good weather.
As always.
Every day.
Well, before I let you both go, where can people get in touch with you guys, either to rent an event space or to come visit and do some tasting?
Yeah. I'll let you
Yeah,
answer
so
first.
obviously come to Hazy Mountain, come visit us and enjoy the beautiful views and our tasting room. On busy Saturdays, we highly recommend reservations, but otherwise come on by. If you wanted to get in touch with me or Luke, you're welcome to email events@hazy-mountain or info@hazy-mountain, and we'd be happy to help you there, or visit our website. Pretty much any way that you think you can communicate with us, you can. So just reach out and we'd be happy to help you give some more information for events or for wine.
Are there specific hours for wine tasting, or it's like anytime you go up there you can taste the wines?
Yeah, so we're open Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we offer the full guided tastings with one of our members at the tasting bar. And then on the weekends, it's usually a bit crowded to be able to do it, so we offer our wine tasting flights, which you're able to take to your table. And it's 4 wines, and it comes out to be really 2 glasses of wine poured, or a little more than. And so you're able to take that to your table. You read the descriptions and enjoy there. And like I say, on the weekdays, you can come in and we'll give you the full gambit.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. You find all of it hazy-mountain.com. So super
Yes,
easy.
exactly.
Super easy to remember.
Exactly.
Hazy-mountain.com. And what's the date of the? Remind us one more time.
June
of the-
18th.
June
Yep.
18th.
And if you do go to the website, please look out for our wine club. We're planning to reveal that in about a month or so.
Oh, interesting.
So
I
yeah.
like that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adding layers all the time.
Yeah, lots of things.
Yep,
Always trying something.
Absolutely. Luke.
Fantastic.
Thank you
Luke,
so much
Yeah,
for
Thank you
being
very
with us.
much.
Such
It's
a
been wonderful.
pleasure.
Thank you so
Great
much.
meeting you all.
You guys done a great job with the wines. Really have.
you.
Yes, thank
Absolutely.
you.
You have.
Super.
Alrighty. So we're going to do our little magical swap here of the things that happen.
It's nice to
Behind
see.
the
Actually, I have to admit, it's nice to see that this area of Virginia is just changing dramatically from the perspective of breweries, ciders, wines, And it really does make you feel. It makes you feel a little bit like when you go to Spain and Italy and those places where you just no matter where you go, there's a winery. And it's the same thing here now. It's like no matter where you go, there's a winery, and you can stop, taste their wines. And I have to admit, these wines were stupendous, very very
excellent.
Good.
And that has that beautiful combination because of where so many of these wineries, cideries, breweries are, of being able to visit them and enjoy a beautiful experience and a view as well. Like it's not just that you're visiting a city tasting room and it's kind of sterile and the wines came from far away. Like you're going out to a beautiful location, almost like you would be touring the wineries of Europe.
Exactly.
Except you're right here in Charlottesville and it's all like within an hour.
Unbelievable.
Enjoy this, and the quality has just reached such stupendous levels.
It's been stunning to be able. And I think it was a couple of weeks ago we went to Castle Hill, right?
We did.
It was really the first time I've ever been there.
Yep, same here.
And the views.
Nicholas and Michael had been there.
That's right. For the opening of the
grand opening of the Brewery.
There you are.
To go look at it, and then you and I went up there with them to do the food tasting and the cider tasting.
With Mom, we went with Mom, right? And it was so stupendous.
Stunning.
Scenery, the views is stunning, and of course the cider is spectacular too.
Especially that port. We can't live enough about it.
We couldn't pass on that, do we?
Exactly. So speaking of Castle Hill, which
really?
It's almost as though we have Rob Campbell, the general manager of Castle Hill, joining us, along with Millie Winstead, the director of development for Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. Rob, Millie, thanks so much for coming on the show with us.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
I know. So glad to be here. What a great day to be here.
I know. It's
sunny, bright, all kinds of happy faces today.
There we go.
And getting happier, it looks like.
No, exactly. That's what we're all about.
What are you trying to say?
Well, I got a little ahead of you guys, and I actually poured the Serendipity already. I was like, I need a drink, I guess.
Serendipity.
There you go.
That's a great name.
It's a good day. And, the reason why I brought Serendipity today is because, we started on a journey with the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank in
2019. I think so, yeah.
And so it was at the beginning of the pandemic. We had to figure out a different way to market our products. And so one of the things we did, we partnered with the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. It was MJ who came up with this. We gave $10 for every case that we sold of our 2016 Serendipity. And, we did it for two reasons. Obviously we're in the business of making money. That's why we're here. But then also we were able to give back to the community because we knew that there was a lot of people at that time that were struggling with food insecurity.
Right.
But then I thought, we're coming out of the pandemic. We've kind of all gone back to our normal everyday existence. We were kind of figuring out what our, I hate the word new normal is, but we're kind of figuring out what the new paradigm is. And so I think we've kind of forgotten about that there's still people struggling out there with food insecurity, and we wanted to carry that forward. So what we did is
partnering up again. I'm so excited. And they are. Castle Hill has just been such a wonderful partner in this effort. And what I love about them is they're always thinking about community. And I know we'll be talking about this festival here soon, and that was the whole idea behind it. So really hats off. Castle Hill, they're great. And I'm just glad to join the party today because that seems to be what's going on, right?
Cheers.
And
so this is our Serendipity. It's we call it the Goldilocks cider. It's not too dry, not too sweet. This one ended up probably about 1.8% residual sugar. So it's going to have a little bit of sweetness without it being overly. It's not going to be like. A Jolly Rancher or something like that. You may get from some of the other ciders in the area. About 8.3% ABV. It's got two different apples in it. We actually started out with a couple different apples, and we had to pivot. We were talking about that earlier. Some of the apples didn't come through, so we had to rely on some of our local.
Was that weather related?
It was. So we had a big frost last year, and so we lost 95% of our crop. So it was a tough year, but luckily we have great local partners that we could rely on that could supplement us at least for this vintage. I think this year should be a bumper crop, but we're not here to talk about our crop, I don't think. But we're here to talk about the 231
This fantastic
festival.
festival that's coming up. I mean, which is one of the great things that we'll get into some of. I'm going to ask you guys for sure about some of the details of the festival, but is that some of the proceeds of this 231 festival are going to Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. So this is our first time actually having you on. So I was wondering if you could tell the audience just a little bit about the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank in case they're not familiar with it or want to support the organization.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really important. So the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank has actually been here for over 40 years. And we serve 25 counties in 8 cities, basically straddling the Blue Ridge Mountains from north to south. A lot of people don't realize that that's our service area. We're covering about a third of the state.
Wow.
That's
huge.
It is huge, and it really takes all these partners to make sure that it happens. And it's important. We're here to make sure that everyone has enough to eat out here, because unfortunately, as Rob already said, food insecurity is much more common than most people realize. And there is an unfortunate stigma with it, which we're still trying to figure out and understand ourselves. So we want to be here to make sure that everybody knows that we're here to serve them and that they can come and either come to the food bank or one of our many partners. We work with over 200 partner agencies to make sure the food is getting out to where it needs to be. Some of those that some people may be more familiar with here in the Charlottesville area are Loaves and Fishes, Salvation Army, and then we have several programs too that we run to make sure that those that are not being served by one of our partners, say whether it be children or seniors or some of our more rural neighbors, we run programs ourselves to make sure that, again, everyone has enough to eat.
Enough to eat, absolutely.
You know, this is, and I always talk about this, but when you think about how you can help, right? And I always say, if you start thinking from the core out, right, the first thing you always worry about is your family, right?
Yes.
And then after that, you have to worry about the family that surrounds you, which is your community, right?
That's
and
right.
this is what I love about this, is because here you are, you know that whatever you give, right, is helping those that are nearby you, your community, which are your neighbors, right, people that live close by. I mean, in this case, the Blue Ridge Mountains, right? This is within the state. So it's so much more important to be able, if we all did that, right, we don't even need the federal, right? We don't need anybody else to help because everybody's helping their neighbors. And this is a fantastic way to do this, right?
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think that one of the things we've kind of learned over the last couple of years is that it is about community and it is about helping each other. And, you know, Hazy Mountain was on before us, and I'll say, if you guys ever need any assistance or you guys ever need any questions answered, I know we've kind of been there and made, you know, tons of mistakes along the way. If we can help you to learn from our mistakes, we're happy to help you guys out. We kind of figured out that it really wasn't about the competition. We figured out that it was about, you know, raising each other up in the area. It was about sharing your resources. I mean, we're here to make money. I mean, that's what we're here to do. But at the same time, we're here to help out and have a purpose for what we do.
Exactly. It's like all entrepreneurs, right? You make money by providing value.
That's right.
Because you're doing something with your cider, with Hazy Mountains Wine that your particular talents and the group that you put together produces, and that makes money.
Exactly.
Because it's the money, the value is recognized. So I mean, gotta talk about this fantastic festival that is coming up, 231 Festival on May 15th. What are some of the participating vendors we can look for? I mean, Castle Hill, obviously, that's where the beautiful premise is. But what are some of the people that are participating?
Yeah, so we're trying to highlight things that are on the 231 route. I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's kind of the main route that runs through the Keswick, Orange area. So we will have Patch. They'll be there from a brewery perspective.
Andre Xavier.
Yes, Andre is amazing. And then we have Champion Ice House. Our Champion will be pouring there as well. So we have 2 beers. We have Chestnut Oak, which is on the other side of Walnut Mountain, I think it is, or Acorn Mountain. So it's on the other side. It's on 20. Great local winery. We have Keswick, which is basically right across the street from us, and we have Marymill, which is
also like down the road.
Down the road,
yeah, exactly.
So what we're trying to do is basically show people that we do have a little bit going on over there, and it's not just a one-stop destination. I can say even 4 years ago when I started at Castle Hill, it was very much, you'd go to one or two spots, and then you were like, where do I go from here? And so now that area's kind of opening up, there's going to be a distillery out there pretty soon on 33 out in Gordonsville. And there's also there's going to be another winery opening up right around the Sismont store. So there's going to be tons to do out there, but we're trying to highlight the things out there.
Exactly.
We do have also, we have 4 bands. Which are playing,
Whoa, so definitely a lot of activity.
Yes, yeah, so it'll be Lord Nelson, it'll be Judy Chops, Dropping Julia, and Matt Johnson will be there from, I think 11 to 5 is the times they'll be playing. So it'll be a day full of entertainment. We have a kids area which has face painting, a trackless train, so there'll be plenty for the kids to do. We have an SPCA petting area.
Also, supporting two nonprofit organizations.
Yeah, sorry, Millie, we didn't mean to cheat on you a little bit there, but
it's really hard to compete with the puppies, though.
Exactly, it is. So it'll be a good. So overall, it's going to be a fantastic day. There's tons of. I think we have 3 food trucks. We have 1 dessert truck coming out, and then we also have. I'm thinking here. I'm missing something. I know. I know MJ's going to kill me.
Sliced cake bar. I know you had Philosopher's Stone pizza that we had on the show.
Twisted biscuit. Yeah. We also have plenty of local vendors that are going to be out as well. Showing their crafts. There's a lot of talented people in the area. So there's going to be something for everyone. It's going to be a great day of fun and excitement. I'm excited to just attend and also to support a great cause. So it's a duality in the process. You can feel good about yourself while drinking some great local products, and you can listen to some great music.
Oh, exactly. Well, when Rob brought this, this idea to me, it just seems so perfect because what they're trying to do is promote that community and promote community in general, and also supporting the community. So it's really this beautiful synergy, and so we're so humbled, but proud to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm, it is. It's bringing, and I love the idea. It's bringing people together to a beautiful location,
gorgeous,
right? To celebrate everyone that's along that route. Local entrepreneurs, local vendors, right,
yes.
and local nonprofits that are. So you're helping because it's not. You're supporting. Yes, you're supporting nonprofits that are also directly assisting people in our area. Mm-hmm. But then you're also helping the local businesses that are providing jobs for people in the area, that are putting money back into the area. So it's just so wonderful to see all of that coming together on one day in one location.
Yes, and also we have the 600-acre property, so there's plenty of acreage to spread out, and that's the thing I like is that you can be close to people, but not too close to people. I guess I was one of the people that was like, yes, social distance is great, but I like the fact that we're all getting back together again.
I am that person even pre-COVID that it's like, can I have no one between me and my view? It's like the Castle Hill property is so beautiful. You can probably always find a spot where you've been like, there's no one between me and my view.
Exactly.
It's true. It is
there's no
really
issue there.
beautiful.
And I was going to say the variety is stunning, right? Because you're talking about cider, you're talking about breweries, you're talking about wineries, different types of foods. I mean, it's just, and that whole area is really beautiful from a scenery point of view.
Absolutely.
It's a great way to spend a whole day, nice and relaxed, and enjoy everything that is being provided by the community, by the area, and then to be able to service the community is fantastic.
Exactly. So I mean, what can people expect? So if they get a pass to come, what comes with that? What can people kind of expect? All the things that they'll.
Awesome. I was like, I kind of listen about. No, I mean, it'll just be a great day. I mean, it'll be. We'll be doing. I didn't tell Millie this yet, but we'll be doing a raffle at some point during the day. It'll be small items, that we've had donated from some of our lead sponsors. I don't have the list in front of me, so I don't want to leave anyone out, but we do have some great lead sponsors on that event as well that'll be directly supporting the food bank. But it'll just be a great day to spend with friends and family, and just a relaxing afternoon in the sun. It'll be that's where we're very weather dependent as well.
So if you could add that would be great. Please add that to the list.
So it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday fun day. It's the week before UVA graduation, so it'll be
wonderful.
So it'll be a little bit of a
sort of a reprieve.
But it'll be nice. It'll be a good day.
It will. We are always this is a great partnership, and it's really wonderful.
No, it is. It's fantastic. So yeah, I'm seeing here. You can do it castlehillcider.com/231. So super easy to find. Here, I mean, you get your tasting from the participating wineries and breweries. So you can do exactly
What we're doing.
what Xavier and I are doing right now, which is tasting this. You got your food trucks. You got your music acts. You got, like you mentioned, a lot of things for kids to participate in. You got your SPCA is on site.
Yes.
With the dogs.
Yes, with the dogs,
that's
with
what
the
I'm
puppy.
saying, it's really
It's
tough.
a puppy petting area, so I mean the cuteness. It'll be a cuteness overload. So
Absolutely.
Exactly.
bring out your Instagram.
Hey, if you charge $5 to every person to pet the dogs and send it to the food bank, everyone would do it. Yes, I'll pay $5 to cuddle with these puppies.
I love that. That's a good idea.
Do it.
That's a great idea. Yeah. There we go. We got to put that down.
It's my mind, when it said I would pay $5
entrepreneur,
to
there
touch
you
a
go.
puppy. Yep, exactly. Got some great local shops. Odyssey Chocolate, we had him on.
That's
Our friend
right.
Johnny
That's
Epps.
right.
Odyssey Chocolate, Southern Glow Candles, Klein Creative, Bluebird, Butch Stop.
Yeah, so that's another kids activity as well. So
Wonderful.
they provide books that kids can sit and read, and she provides a comfy area for them to hang out in. So there'll be plenty for everyone to do. It's not going to be something where you'll feel constrained. There'll be
Absolutely.
plenty of room to spread out.
To be able to see now, and as people can go also see those beautiful cherry planted in the ground, which is really neat that we were able to see.
They're unbelievable. Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. Sort of see a little bit of the process of how what your tasting works and how it.
Yeah,
looks
I mean,
like.
it definitely is something you can kind of look as an overview on. We won't let the kids play in those because
Yeah, of course.
so it'd be kind of a safety violation.
Yeah, you don't want to
But it's,
open it up.
But no, it's I mean, you can see exactly what we're doing. I mean, we don't hide anything from in terms of how we make the ciders from anyone. It's definitely ground to glass, and that's the that's kind of one of the things we really promote. And so that is truly ground to glass because you're going, you're basically putting the cider into the ground and letting Mother Nature do a wild yeast ferment. So it's just a whole different process.
Exactly.
And what I love about it is you don't know what's going to come out of it. Just like this festival, for instance, we don't know how it's going to all come out, but we just got to be, we just got to cross fingers. We got to, do a dance or whatever, and hope
Definitely a
everyone's-
Sundance.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
And hopefully everything works out.
Well, it's
at the end of the day.
going to be terrific. It's going to be terrific. And you hit it right on the nose when you said it's the weekend before graduation. There's a lot of folks that come here also. So you'll have not just people from town, also from out of town, which is also great. It's going to be great. It is. I can
Fingers
just tell.
crossed, right?
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. No, it's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be a fantastic event in a beautiful space. I mean, what more can you say?
Yes.
What more can
And
you
it's
say
good for you. I
than
mean,
that?
you're drinking apples. I mean,
I know,
Very
exactly.
grapes,
It's
you can
health
drink
apple
food.
a day.
I mean,
You
that's
know,
good for you. I mean,
apples,
it's fruit.
grapes.
I don't know what the
fruit-
rest
it's
of
a
it
fruit
is, but an
salad.
apple a day
Exactly.
makes me happy.
That's what we're
Not
working
correct.
on.
It makes me happy as well.
There you go. Exactly. It's good for the body and the soul.
Exactly.
No.
As they say. So where can people find out more, get tickets?
So castlehillcider.com
Okay.
// I always get that mixed up.
Oh, yeah, slash, I did
two-
/231.
231.
Fantastic.
That's definitely where all the information will be. We'll start to, you'll probably see flyers and different things around town, probably in the next week or so. So keep an eye out for
And
that.
you do need tickets, which you can get there, right?
You do need tickets. We recommend that you get them early.
Okay.
Before they sell out, and then we might have a few available at the door, but most of them I think will be sold online before the day.
Which,
So
yep.
so we've had some good traction so
Act
far.
fast.
Yeah, act fast. We're definitely had some good traction so far. So we're just hoping that keeps going.
Absolutely.
I think
What time-
it's a great Mother's Day or Father's Day gift, right?
It is.
Ooh,
I didn't think it-
It's right between the
You
two.
just
then.
saved me about 2 hours of consternation when I was by my mom.
There you go.
She doesn't even know it's
I'm
free.
trying
for
to
me.
highlight the guys. There's a father here.
That day, he was probably thinking Father's Day. He's like, guys.
You can come out as
Start
my
this-
guest.
There you go. Start the celebration. It can be a whole month-long thing,
There
right?
you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
It certainly can. It certainly can. So that's the place to do it. What time does the festivities begin?
It's 11 o'clock for VIP, and it's all. So if you get a VIP ticket, you can come in an hour early. So from 11 to 12, you'll basically have the run of the
Even less people in your view.
even less people in your view. Then the general admission starts at noon.
Oh, okay.
And we're running until 5.
Okay.
So it's 12 to 5 is the hours for general admission. It should be, there won't be a lack of entertaining things going on.
Oh, for sure.
I was going to say I was going to juggle, but I don't think that's going to really bring people out. So
You never know. If you say that,
I've seen
there may
that.
be a couple of people that just want to see you juggle.
yes, I mean
and
knives.
Don didn't-
Yeah, knives.
There you go.
Yeah, and I actually have to give a shout out to Don because it's the first time I've actually been on a program without him on, so it's kind of different. But I'm definitely happy to have Millie with me.
Try
You got
to be
Millie
a good
here,
sidekick.
that's it.
Try to be a good sidekick.
No, you've been.
You're doing-
Millie has
you're doing
been
great.
Excellent. Millie has been excellent. The spirit of Don is with us here.
Exactly.
Trying.
Making us enjoy our serendipity.
That's right.
Is what's
Right,
happening.
right.
This has just been so fantastic, and I think people are really going to love it. I think, what do we have here? I think I'm getting a notion that we got the audience question here, but I think Nick has.
Well,
Great question for Blue Ridge area before we did, from our
Okay.
friend Kevin Higgins. So he wants to know, because he's read that obviously 1 in 12 kids face hunger in our area. And it's a local catastrophe, and this is a place where we really want kids to not have to go hungry. So he's curious, for the people out there that want to support, how many meals does every dollar that you donate support
Absolutely.
to Blue Ridge area help?
Thank you. That is so important. It is something that we are working on constantly. Children, of course, it's so hard, and I think that's one of the issues that a lot of our neighbors face, and to not be able to put the food on the table for their child. So those are some of the special programs that we have. But yes, so for every dollar that someone donates to the food bank, the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank can provide enough food for 4 meals.
Wow.
So your donation is exponentially felt by this community.
That's amazing.
So when you're coming out and you're part of these proceeds, you can think about that you are helping put food on the table of families, multiple families.
Wow.
And so we really appreciate it. And again, it's only through the community can we do what we do. We are a community food bank. We're here to serve the community, but we're made up of the community as well. Whether you're donating financially, which of course we appreciate and need, but donating their time. Volunteers, we run on volunteers. They are the backbone of what we do. Donating food, certainly if there's food drives going on, donating your voice. And this is one that's key, people don't remember. But if you are hearing us today and hearing about the food bank maybe for the first time, and you know somebody that needs help, passing that message on that we are here, simply go to our website, and that is brafb.org, and brafb.org, and you can learn all about the programs that we run, all about the partners with whom we work, and there's actually something called a food finder. You can put in your zip code or your address, and it will show all the partners with whom we work and their location, the hours of operation, what they can, how to contact them and get the service that they need.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
is
that
that
really
is that where also you can
Donate.
Donate. I was going to say,
You
where
can,
can you do some direct support as well?
yes, and learn about other events. We will definitely also be highlighting the 231 Festival, and we'll have a link to Castle Hill's site there too. But yeah, please come visit us and donate however you can to be a part of this. And if you're out there and you're hearing us and you need help, please reach out. That's what we're here for.
Wonderful, wonderful. You've been such a great
Yeah,
advocate, Millie.
absolutely, yeah.
Kevin Higgins already says he's going to get involved. Thank you, Kevin. You're a great gentleman.
Thank you, Kevin.
Absolutely.
So you've
And I guess I should probably actually throw in some plugs for Castle Hill beyond the 231.
Yes, go
we
for
have
it.
a few things coming out. We have rosé, which is our elderberry and cherry,
Nice.
which is coming out
Nice.
probably in the next couple of weeks. We're dealing with supply chain issues on that. We're waiting for labels for those. So we have rosé, we have hopped, and we also have OG, which is our fortified ginger cider, which comes in at about 11% ABV, which can be a little bit dangerous. Because it tastes very much like ginger ale.
I was about to say,
And so
that's
it's,
part of it is the
it's very-
sweet and potent combination.
So it's more of our summer ciders are starting to come out right now. We did just win a Virginia Governor's Cup gold medal for terrestrial.
That's
So
right. Exactly.
so we're still basking in the glow of that. That was a big win for us. We hadn't won since 2018. We were actually the first cidery to win gold in that competition, and then
Nice.
to I guess it's re-medal. Is that the right word? To medal again.
Yes, to
medal.
Was huge
For
for
a
us,
second
and it was
time.
big for Don Whitaker, who's our cider maker. It's a very nice honor
That is.
for him to have. So there's a lot of exciting things that are happening. I was actually just talking with MJ. We have a lot of balls in the air right now, but it's
And
all
the
great
Sunday
things.
brunch tasting is excellent.
really is.
Especially, I would highly recommend the combination of the dessert, that day was the sage apple
Oh, that is
crisp.
awesome. That is
That
awesome.
in combination with the flight tasting for the ports
Oh wow,
was so good.
I mean, just the dessert itself speaks to the fat boy in me.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go back to work right now. I'm like, you're gonna make me one of those. I'm gonna keep texting on the way back.
Made me want. I'm ready there because just everything there is just so excellently done.
Oh, thank you. It's all about the details, and we're trying to keep those up. But it's
Absolutely.
tons of exciting things. Come out and see us. We're open right now. We're still working on the hours, about 12 to 7.
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then 2 to 9. I strike that and reverse it. We're actually open 2 to 9 Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 12 to 7 on Saturday and Sunday.
There we go.
We do have keep an eye out on our socials because we do have events which conflict sometimes with our open hours, but usually those will be closing probably Saturdays at around 5.
Yep.
So just keep an eye out.
Perfect time of year to go watch the sunset.
It is.
really
They're
is.
open until 9 p.m. Wednesday through Sunday. 9 p.m. is the latest that you can go. So you can see that sunset will happen before 9 p.m.
It's amazing, and so coming over the mountain there, it's we take it for granted because we see it all the time. But every once in a while, it kind of just makes me, takes my breath away a little bit.
Yep.
It's fun.
It is a gorgeous setting out there.
Very,
Gorgeous.
very peaceful. Very peaceful.
It
You go there and you
is.
just enjoy the whole scenery, the beautiful and delicious apple cider.
Sorry about that.
We're just so excited. The bells are ringing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Bells
People
are
are calling
Yeah,
reservations now.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Somebody
such a great advocate.
Somebody was buying
That's
tickets right there. It was amazing.
Somebody wants to see you juggle. I think that's what it was.
That's what it was.
Fire.
There you go. Rob, it's been fantastic.
Always a
Really,
pleasure.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much.
Thank you
it's
for having
been
me.
a
It's
pleasure.
been
Fantastic
amazing.
advocates, and I would really encourage people. So easy. CastleHillCider.com/231.
Yes.
You can't miss it. And the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank. I already put you can click the link that I have put into the Today Mañana feed. So just brafb.org, and you can go and support Blue Ridge Area Food Bank.
Yeah,
as
and
well.
whether you
I
want
love
to
that.
donate or you need help, that's a great place to
Great
know.
place to go. That's it. Thank you both
Thank
so
you.
much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you both.
Just always love the support
Absolutely. No,
and
this is
the local community and the fantastic nature
Isn't that
of it.
great? Isn't that great? I mean, that's what it's all about. When you think about it, when you have a situation where you can bring so many people into an event where you know they're going to enjoy it, they're going to enjoy the scene. I mean, the scenery here around Charlesville is just stunning, right? Because you have the mountains, the valleys, everything is just beautiful. So to be able to go to a place like Castle Hill, or Hazy Mountain, and just sit down and enjoy the scenery, have some wine or cider, and then in this case an event where everything that you are doing is going to help, right, the community. It can't get any better than that.
It can't.
Yeah,
It cannot.
Yeah.
This has been a fantastic
it really is.
group of guests. We still have viewers coming in. Lily DeRay, thanks for watching the show today. Kellen DeDarmo, thanks for watching this morning. So they really great advocates for great organizations.
They are.
Yep.
This was a wonderful. I think it was a surprise. Actually, I mean, to be honest with you, I knew who was coming, but I never expected it to be this grand.
Exactly.
To some respect. I mean, we have a lot of people in the studio too.
Exactly.
People don't see that, but it's been a lot of
Which is
fun
wonderful.
today.
It's been a fantastic show here with you today. And I'm already looking forward to next week where we'll have more wonderful guests. We're going to be joined by Chick and Midell from Craddock Serious Insurance. Going to be joining us.
So they're both coming?
They're both coming on. Midell Troyadine, our good amigo of the program, as well as Karen Walker from Hedge Fine Blooms.
Okay.
A local business. So looking forward already to next week. It's just always a pleasure to be here with you and with the great entrepreneurs.
It's a privilege to be here with you.
It is.
You make this so much easier and fun for me, so thank you.
Same here. You make it a blast every week. And you, our audience, of course, make it all worthwhile. So we just really appreciate your support. Thanks so much for commenting. Kevin Higgins, thanks so much for just being a great advocate in the community and for commenting on the show today and letting us know your thoughts. And a great question. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate everyone who watched today. Appreciate Judah Wittauer behind the camera, making us all look good and doing our musical chairs as always in the I Love CVille Network. Just always appreciate our good partners that we have, Aqua CVille, Hand Car Wash, Vitae Spirits, Castle Hill Cider, the Gym CVille, Midell and Chit from Serious Craddock Insurance, Johan Torres from GBS Financial Services, and of course we always love being presented by Emergent Financial Services. Be sure to give us a call, check out our website, emergentfs.com. Come talk to us, especially I know these are some challenging times.
They are challenging times. So it's a good time to come and talk to us and to see what you can do.
Yeah, we do not charge you to come talk to us because, this is our community too, and we want to make sure everyone is doing well financially, as well as spiritually and as well as emotionally. So just be sure to come talk to us. We're always here with Forward Adelante, the premier Latino networking group. Be tuned for some events coming out of Forward Adelante soon. And just really appreciate you, our audience, for being here with us. And we will see you next week. But until that time, hasta mañana.